Let's learn about vowels. There are 5 vowels: A, E, I, O, and U. And sometimes Y takes a vowel sound. A can say A or A. E can say or E. I can say I or I. O can say or O. And U can say or oo. One of the main things to remember about long vowels and short vowels is that vowels generally say their short vowel sound, like in apple, unless there's a long vowel rule acting on it. So for example, in the word Pat and Sam, there are no other vowels in those words exerting any influence on the A's. So when we sound out p, at, we're going to use the short sound, pat. When we sound out Sam, we'll use the short s, Sam. On the other hand, though, A also says A, like in the word acorn, acorn, acorn. One of the most important long vowel rules is when you see this bossy silent E after a space after a vowel. In this case, we call it A space E or bossy E or silent E. And a word that would show an example of that would be changing Sam to same. So we're changing that vowel sound from the short vowel sound to the long vowel sound A because this bossy E is telling us to do that. So now we sound it out, same, same. We'll see lots of examples of bossy E telling the vowel to say its own name. Here's another kind of vowel rule, a pretty important one, and it goes like this. When 2 vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So in the word pale, you might wonder, is it p-al, p-ill, p-ale, or p-ile? Which sound should I say for those two? So remember the rule, when 2 vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. Pale. And our last example is ay to say the A sound, and that's at the end of a word like day and play. D-a, play. Remember, if there is not a long vowel rule acting on a vowel, then the vowel is just going to say its short vowel sound. So like in elephant, and in those types of consonant vowel consonant words like pet and men, you sound it out with the short vowel sound p, pet, because there's nothing telling you to do something else to it. There's no other rule acting on it. Or men. Let's look at some of these long vowel rules for E sound. Our first one is E. An example of that is me. Our next example is E space E, or bossy E, or silent E. And in the word Pete, there's pet until you add that bossy E, and that bossy E is going to tell that E to say its own name so that when you sound it out, it's eat, Pete. Here's our next one. 2 E's together, or an E and an A together, are both going to follow the if 2 vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So in this word, flee, Flee, where the two vowels are here, and we're going to say this one's name, flee, which means to leave, or in this word, flee, which means a little bug. We're going to see two vowels here. We're going to say the first one sound. So you sound this one out, flee. Another example is a Y at the end of a word. There's that Y stealing a vowel. And here's an example, Mary, Mary, Mary. And our last example is quite unusual. The word sees has the E sound, but this is an outlaw because we just said that when two vowels go walking, say the E, say the first sound. And here's an example of two vowels going walking, but we're not going to say the first sound, we're going to say the second sound, or we're going to notice that this bossy E is helping. So this word is sees. This list goes from most common to most uncommon, or simplest to most complex. Let's look at the next vowel, I. I can say I, like in igloo, or it can say I, like in ice cream. For words in the I column, we could have Kim and sit. And when we sound those out, we know they're just the regular I sound because there's no rule acting on it. It's just an I by itself between two consonants. So we would sound it out, K, I, M, Kim, or S, it, sit. Good, let's look at the different ways to spell the I sound. The first one, I by itself, like in the word hi. Hello. Here's our bossy E, I space E. I bet you can think that the word mine, it looks like min until I put that bossy E on it, mine. Good, you're getting the hang of that long bossy E sound. An example of IE in a word for sounding out a word is pie, P-I. Here's an example of two vowels go walking. So if there's two vowels, are you going to say I? Are you going to say E? Are you going to say I? Are you going to say E? And you can remember it's a long vowel rule because something's happening here. There's that extra E, so we're probably going to say the I sound, pie. Another I spelling is the letters I-G-H. So in the word high, and this one I guess you just need to remember. I and G and H does not say ig, huh, ig, huh. It says I. So here's high, like hello, and here's high, the opposite of low, high. And our last example is Y, stealing a vowel sound again at the end of a word, like my. The letter O has two sounds, ah like ostrich and O like ocean. In words that have the ah sound like hop and pot, we've got a consonant vowel consonant word with the vowel saying its short sound, h, op, hop, and p, ot, pot. Let's look at our long O spellings to make the O sound, like in O. Open is a word that has O by itself. Open, open. Here's our bossy E, silent E, O-E, like in the word hope. We just saw hop, and now we can change it to hope by remembering that bossy E tells that O, say your own name. So now we know that word is sounded out. H-ope, hope. Here's two vowels. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So when you see this word, do you say bot bat, boat, or bait. Of course, you're going to say O, boat, because here's the two vowels and this one says its name. Another rule for O in the word bow, like a ribbon and a bow. OW is kind of a tricky one because this word could also be bow, but in this case, since we're talking about O sound, bow. And our last example is OE at the end of a word, like in the word hoe. So when you sound it out, there's just another example of two vowels. Say the first one, hoe. The last vowel for us to look at is the letter U, which says like in umbrella and says oo like in unicorn. Some examples of our consonant vowel consonant words with are some and cup. I don't see any other vowels there, so there must not be any other rules acting on it, so we're just going to say some, cup. Here's our long U spellings. U by itself, unicycle. Unicycle, a U by itself. When you see this long word, you might try unicycle, and you're going to know that unicycle is not a word, unicycle. Another way to make a long vowel sound is to use our bossy E. So here's an example in the word plume. A plume is a feather. Plume. It was plum until I added that bossy E, plume, because that E is telling it, say your own name, ooh. Another way to spell ooh is with U and E together, like in the word blue. 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 And here's that E and U together. Two vowels go walking. The first one does the talking. Blue. And our last example is EW in the example word stew. 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 So you've just learned a lot about short and long vowels, but remember, sounding out words is only one thing that good readers do. Good readers definitely do a lot of other strategies to make meaning of what they're reading. They think about the meaning of the story. They look at the pictures to make sure that what they're reading matches. Getting their mouth ready to make the first sound, or doing all those phonics skills and all that short and long vowel things we were just talking about, is for this rule right here. You can also chunk it by looking for parts that you know, like ER and AR and CH and other chunks that you know. Also, good readers sometimes skip a word that they don't know, skip the word, get to the end, and then go back and reread that sentence again. Well, good luck, good readers.